On the evening of June 11th, 1997, the Chicago Bulls were down 16 points against Utah Jazz in Game 5 of the playoffs. Star player Michael Jordan was demonstrating flu-like symptoms, sweating profusely and showing difficulty standing or even sitting upright during timeouts or breaks during the game. The point discrepancy was daunting until Jordan mustered hidden reserves of strength and turned the game around. He nailed jumpers from the corner, drove around defenders within the key, and grabbed crucial rebounds for second shot opportunities. Before you could catch your breath, Scottie Pippen dished the ball to Jordan for an open shot beyond the arc. And of course, he drained it. The game was over. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls won Game 5 against all odds. An interviewer once asked Michael Jordan what he is more proud of, his physical skills or his mental skills. He responded to the reporter's question, exclaiming that to some degree he believes that he was born with the physical skills, but there's a little more to him than that.
Physically, it's a little bit easier, but the mental part is the hardest part, and I think that's the part that separates the good players from the great players.
If the world didn't already know that Michael Jordan would go down in history as one of the best basketball players to ever play the game, they did after the 1997 playoff game. They also knew that Jordan's mental game is beyond that of what most can comprehend. The physical and mental capacity of Michael Jordan may be beyond that of an average person, but they are the same kinds of challenges that anyone engaged in physical sports and exercise will also face. Optimal performance often requires effort, resilience, and persistence. Leaders, athletes, and scholars alike are often aware that a strong mind plays just as much, if not more, of a role in performance than does skill or knowledge. One of the most important aspects of building a mentally tough mind is believing in your ability to do so. According to recent research, you are in control of your mental strength, and it is something that can be developed. It isn't necessarily something you are born with. With that said, I'm going to teach you a cognitive strategy you can use in nearly any activity that requires a mentally tough mind. Anytime a thought is crafted or a dialogue is occurring in your mind, you are in a sense talking to yourself. Your thoughts have a huge impact on how you feel, and if you learn how to manage your mind, it can have a huge impact on your performance. Self-talk is a technique that positively manages your inner voice. So many of us go through life stuck in a mental story that no longer serves us, holding on to the words of others that often materialize in our own self-talk. Whether it be positive or negative, inspiring or demotivating, these I ams or other self-statements can bring you success or failure. Most of our self-talk is automatic, but you can learn how to manage your inner voice and make your self-talk functional and intentional. When you take control of your inner dialogue, it can become a powerful cognitive tool that impacts your mental game and ultimately your performance. Instructional self-talk statements can be used to provide directions for you to perform certain tasks. The self-statements are composed of phrases about how to do a process effectively, that direct attention during specific moments of the performance, or that direct attention to task-relevant cues. For example, sprinters implementing self-talk statements during different phases of a 100-meter race might implement phrases such as push, heel, then claw. Using instructional self-talk helps enhance your attention, allowing you to focus on the important elements of the task and screen out any distractions. It also helps you regulate your effort and make decisions on what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Lastly, it allows you to control your cognitive and emotional reactions, helping you stay on task. Here are instructional self-statements that, when used during a challenge or physical activity, have been found to positively impact performance. Concentrate on your goal. Focus on what you need to do now. Concentrate on your game. Focus on your technique. Concentrate. Feeling of concentration. Cue, or ready. If I'm tired, I will keep going. Drive through the heels. There are many other phrases you can use to instruct yourself, and the way these phrases are used varies from person to person. Some people time the use of their statements strategically, such as during different legs of their run or depending on movement timing. Repeat self-statements in cadence, such as concentrate, concentrate, concentrate. Says their self-talk statements out loud or to themselves, depending on which gives them the boost that they need at the time. I'd like you to take a moment and practice using a few of these statements. For the next minute, get into a stretching position that is somewhat challenging for you. For example, stand and touch a wall or stationary object for balance. Reach back and grab your ankle or forefoot behind you. Pull your ankle or forefoot to your rear and hold. While you are working on holding the stretch for a full minute, try using one or a few of the exampled self-statements.
Need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Tox picking it up. Let's go. Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still even in starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him because he makes a living from writing raps. Put it together himself, now the picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote, his will is beyond reach.
Using these types of statements during your workout and performance can help you direct your focus, stay engaged and concentrated, and pay attention to task-relevant cues.
And I heard him wreck it with the crystal method, name of the game.